Alright, you beautiful bastards, buckle up because today we're diving into the dark, slimy underbelly of cinema to unearth 5 alien movies that Hollywood forgot to tell you about. These aren't your run-of-the-mill ET phone home flicks. Nah, these are the hidden gems that make Independence Day look like a kindergarten play. So grab your popcorn, pour yourself a stiff drink or non-alcoholic beverage if you so desire, and get ready to explore the extraterrestrial wonders that deserve way more love than they get.
You suck, you jackass!
First, I'd like to list out a couple of honorable mentions, and if you haven't seen these two films, get your shit together. First one I'd like to mention is Slither. This is a hilariously grotesque alien invasion flick that really put James Gunn on the map for many. It blends horror and comedy with a slimy, B-rated movie charm that is funny and simultaneously creepy. The second is Life from 2017. Now, despite the star power of Jake Gyllenhaal, Rebecca Ferguson, and Ryan Reynolds, this film just slipped under many people's radar. Life has a gripping story of astronauts battling a deadly alien organism aboard the ISS. It's a tense watch with some fabulous performances from the cast. Okay. If you haven't already, I'd be so grateful if you like this video, and maybe today I can earn your subscription. So, about that list. Number 5, Repo Man. So kicking things off at numero 5 is Repo Man, and this must be the most unique film on this particular list. Repo Man's a 1984 punk rock alien gem that follows a disgruntled teen who gets mixed up with a bunch of degenerate car repossessors who are hunting for a Chevy Malibu with a very special, shall we say, extraterrestrial cargo. With quotable lines galore, the great and powerful Harry Dean Stanton at his grizzled best, and a killer soundtrack, Repo Man is an alien invasion flick like no other. It's an absolute cult classic that puts the strange and stranger than fiction. I like to describe this film as like SLC Punk and Miracle Mile made a baby, and if you're not here for it, then I don't know what else to tell you. Number 4, The Faculty. This is a gripe, a personal grievance, whatever you may call it, but I've always been bothered that the director gets the credit that reads a such and such film, when so many voices and talents contribute to making said film. I think Robert Rodriguez is one of the few exceptions to my gripe, as he alone does so many things to his movies. Seriously, watch his 15-minute film school on films he's made, or read his book Rebel Without a Crew. It will change your life. But I digress. In one of Rodriguez's earlier and most underrated flicks, you'll find 1998's The Faculty. And if you're in the mood for a movie that really doesn't take itself too seriously, this is your ticket to a good time, I promise you. This movie is like The Breakfast Club meets Invasion of the Body Snatchers, but with more caffeine and less common sense. When the teachers at Harrington High start acting weirder than usual, a ragtag group of students, including Elijah Wood and Josh Hartnett, must save the world from parasitic aliens. This movie's got a little bit of everything: teen angst, sci-fi horror, and Jon Stewart getting his fingers chopped off. Trust me, this is an underrated classic that deserves way more love. Number 3, High Life. I borderline hated this film when I first watched it, but I couldn't stop thinking about it for days after. So about a month later, I watched it again and it hit me. I'm an idiot. This is a weird movie. Like, it's a really weird movie. That's directed by Claire Denis and starring Robert Pattinson as Monty, a convict turned astronaut on a mission to harvest black hole energy. But wait, there's more. It's also got Juliette Binoche as a mad scientist obsessed with making space babies a fuck box for all your zero-gravity needs, and enough existential dread to make 2001: A Space Odyssey look like a Disney movie. I strongly believe that this is an underrated gem that'll leave you questioning your life choices and craving a stiff drink. Outside of its batshit nature, I can honestly say it's an experience whether you love it or hate it, and I can all but guarantee it'll live rent-free in your brain station for a hot minute. Number 2, Attack the Block. Normally, this would be in my number 1 slot because I just adore this film, but my pick for number 1 is a certified fucking banger. More on that in a minute. If you're tired of the same old Hollywood shit about aliens invading big cities, then Attack the Block is the underrated gem you need in your life. This 2011 flick, directed by Joe Cornish, takes the alien invasion premise and shrinks it down to a rough South London neighborhood where a ragtag gang of hooded teen thugs must defend their turf against some nasty extraterrestrial creatures. It's gory as hell, quotable as fuck, and has John Boyega given one hell of a breakout performance years before he was wasted in Star Wars. This is an absolute must-see for fans of ballsy, low-budget sci-fi with a wicked sense of humor. The moral of the story here, kids, is that Joe Cornish needs to make more content, as I've enjoyed everything he's done. Number 1, Dark City. Some might not consider or may have never even thought about this being an alien film, but rest assured it most certainly is. Dark City doesn't look, act, feel, or even play out like an alien movie, so its identity is very unique. It's a mind-bending sci-fi noir that makes The Matrix look like a Saturday morning cartoon. Directed by Alex Proyas, this underrated gem follows John Murdoch, who wakes up with no memory and a dead hooker in his room. Classic start, right? But wait, it gets better. Turns out the whole city is a giant experiment run by creepy trenchcoat wearing aliens called the Strangers, who love nothing more than swapping human memories like their trading cards. With a cast that includes Rufus Sewell, Kiefer Sutherland, and Jennifer Connelly, and visuals that would make Ridley Scott jealous, Dark City is the alien invasion flick you didn't know you needed, or you may not have known that's what it is. Either way, it's a movie that requires more than one viewing, but if you're a sycophant like me, you've seen it probably a dozen times already.
I think you have to see it for yourself.
Anyway, that's all I've got for this week. And if you're new to the channel, I drop these videos weekly, but I'm working on getting out more long-form content in the next couple of months. In the meantime, go ahead and check out my quick reviews in the shorts section, and if you dig what I have to say, I'd love it if you dropped a like and a subscription. And as I often do, I like to throw it to you guys. What are some of your favorite under-the-radar alien films? What are some of your favorite alien movies in general? Let's get a conversation going in the comments. I look forward to seeing what stirs up in there. As always, the opinions of this video are mine and mine alone, but what do I know? I'm but a mere jackass. I'll try to do better next time. Catch you later, friends.
That talks too much. I'm just a jackass of all trades. Don't know shit. I'll keep on talking, acting like I'm so legit. From politics to sports, I'm spout.